Hello. Today we're going to be working mostly glutes and lower back through some bridging work and also lots of stretching through the glutes. Okay, we're going to start off onto your back. Going to roll yourself down halfway back and then roll back up again. Keep your hands underneath the thighs to get a nice stretch through your lower back. Back up, rolling down, lengthen the spine and roll back. Rolling down and roll back up, rolling down, looking down to the chest, rolling up, looking up, rolling down and so we're going to come all the way down, lifting the feet up and hug your knees in towards you. Gently rock your knees back and forth, and so the lower back mobilised, and then with your hands under your thighs bring the feet all the way down and hugging back in. All the way down, hugging back in, all the way down, hugging back in, down, and then hug the knees in, big stretch through your lower back. And then bring both feet down to the floor. Now we're going to start off with the feet and knees hip width apart and your arms down by your side. Slide your fingertips down so your neck is long. Take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, draw your belly button towards your spine, zip up through pelvic floor, and just slowly push your lower back into the floor curl, just the tailbone gently off the floor, and then release back to neutral. So my tailbone feels heavier by neutral than my waistband is slightly off the floor. So as I tilt, I'm going to push my waistband into the floor. I can no longer get my hands under the small of my back, but my tailbone is lifted up and release. You just tilt and release. Tilt and release. A really good way of activating your core muscles. Again, the lower back mobilised. So tilt, rock and release to neutral, belly button to spine, spine into the floor and release. Scoop and tilt and release. Okay, so one more and release. And a basic shoulder bridge. Either feet flat or if you're flat back like me onto your toes, but keep your heels in nice and close to your hips and then peeling up through tailbones, so tilt to start with and then rolling all the way up, lifting the hips, take a deep breath in at the top of your bridge, breathing out, rolling down, feel each vertebra one by one, slowly back to neutral, arch the back slightly, just open up through the ribs to the hips and then peeling back up again, rolling up, squeezing the glutes, take a breath in, breathing out, rolling down, slowly back to neutral, breathing in, breathing out, peeling up, rolling up, breathing in at the top, breathing out, rolling down, back to neutral, scooping, peeling up and up into your bridge, breathing in at the top, breathing out, rolling down, back to neutral. Just one more. And rolling down and back to neutral. Bring your feet together and then rolling up into your bridge. Bring your knees out wide and back together. Your toes, I'm going to say touching if you can. Knees wide and together. Knees wide, together, wide and together. Really tight with the glutes. Wide and together, wide and together, wide and together, wide and together. You should be feeling it now. And together. One more. And squeeze together. And then rolling down through your spine. And hug your knees into your chest. The lower back and glutes a little stretch. Give them a little rest. Rocking back and forth. And then bring your feet down. Okay, bring your feet out to the edges of your mats. So if your heels are on your mat, your toes are off the mat, so they're just slightly pointing outwards, but coming in close towards you still. Now, if like me, again, you're flat back, you can come up onto your toes in that position. So you might just want to tap the ball of your feet onto the mat just so they don't slip. So coming up if you wish, feet still wide and knees wide, and then you're going to roll up into a bridge and down. Going to roll up into a bridge, rolling down. So really externally rotating through the hips as you roll up, rolling back down, rolling up, rolling down. So make sure the tracking of your knees and toes is still in line. So your feet are out at the same angle as the knees are. And down, rolling up and into your bridge, rolling down to neutral, scooping, peeling up, rolling down, back to neutral, scooping, peeling up, rolling down to neutral. So a couple more, coming up and down, and one more, rolling up and roll back down to neutral, and bring the knees in towards you, stretch through your lower back. I'm going to bring my right foot down to the floor, and I'm going to rest my left ankle across the thigh. I'm going to gently push that knee away. So you've really been working hard on externally rotating the hips. It gives a little stretch out there through your hip flexors. It's a nice stretch to start with. I'm going to do a cheeky little bridge with the leg where it is. So bring the foot in towards you. Again, like me, you might want to come up onto your toes. Bring your arms down by your side. Keep that ankle across the front of the thigh, and then you're going to lift up and down. So we're not so much curling up here, we're just lifting straight up, putting the emphasis through the glutes and down. So the emphasis through my right glute, my left leg is up on my right thigh. So the right glute is the one doing the work here, and down. Squeeze and lift, and down. Squeeze and lift, and down. Squeeze and lift, and down. We're going to squeeze, lift, we're going to hold, we're going to just pulse at the top. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. 3, 2, 1, and down. Keep the foot where it is. Reach through to the right leg and ease in towards you. The stretch now is going through my left glute. Both get a turn at stretching. And release down. Okay, changing legs. So rest the ankle across the thigh. My right foot is on my left thigh now, and I'm going to push my right knee away from me. Okay, just gently rotating externally through that hip. So opening up through your hip flexors. And release. Bring that foot in close towards you, onto your toes or foot flat, and then lifting up, straight up and down. If you're quite prone to cramp through calves or hamstrings, this is going to be a real challenge for you. And down. Make sure you're drinking plenty of water, maybe even some isotonics, maybe even a banana, half a banana before you start can help. And down, lifting up and down, lifting up and down, lifting up and down, lifting up, and hold. You can just pulse at the top. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Can you do any more? And all the way down, and then to reach through and ease in towards you. Stretch. And release and hug both knees in, lifting a tailbone off the floor. Again, just massage that lower back and tailbone into the floor as you rock the knees back and forth. And then with your hands under your knees, you're going to roll yourself up. And then with your ball, with my ball, it's over here. Okay, I'm going to pop the ball underneath my feet. You're going to roll yourself down, bring the ball in towards you with your arms down by your side and your feet on top of the ball. So your knees and feet are going to be together. If they're wide, then they're going to just fall off the ball. So again, glute bridge. So coming up rather than rolling up, you can just lift your hips up, scooping through your core, squeeze the glutes, and down again. Zip and hollow through your core, lifting up and down again. Really intense on the hamstrings here. Lifting up and down. Squeeze and lift and down. Squeeze and lift squeeze, lift, scooping through your core, and down, squeeze, and lift, hold it there if you can, hold at the top or just pulse, squeeze, 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 for 5, 4, 3, 2, 1, and down again. Pick the ball up between your feet and hug your knees into your chest, give your lower back a little stretch. And then move the ball from ankles to between your knees. Again, feet flat or onto toes. You're going to squeeze gently into the ball as you roll up through your spine, coming up into a bridge, breathing in the top, squeezing into the ball, rolling down and back to neutral. So scooping, gently squeezing into the ball, rolling up, breathing in at the top, breathing out, rolling down, smooth, back to neutral. Exhale, peeling up, gently squeezing into the ball, breathing in at the top, breathing out, rolling down, back to neutral, scooping, peeling up, breathing in at the top, breathing out, rolling down, scoop and squeeze, peeling up, rolling down to neutral. 2 more if you can, rolling up, rolling down, and last one, rolling up, just hold it there, breathing in and breathing out, and roll back down and hug both knees in towards you, lifting your tailbone off the floor. And then with your hands under your knees, you're going to roll yourself up. Now loose the ball, and we're going to use the bands now. It's going to be over the top of our hips. So place on top of the hips. Your feet are going to be onto the floor. Again, like me, you might want to come up onto your toes. Now pop your hands really firm down by your side. If you want to, you can just hold onto the sides of your mat. Obviously the mat will lift, but try and keep that downwards. Okay, take a deep breath in. As you breathe out, you're going to push the hips up. So you're going to push into the band and down. Okay, so you'll also be activating your shoulders a little bit here and your triceps. Pushing up into the band and down again. Pushing up and down. Pushing up. Now the tighter your band is, the more taut your band is, then the tougher this will be on the glutes. If you're doing it with a loose band, a light one, then there'll be a little bit less tension through the glutes. So pushing up and down. I'm not rolling up through my spine, I'm just putting the emphasis on the glutes to push up and down. Pushing up and down. Pushing up and down. Okay, couple more if you can. Squeeze, lift and down, and one more. Squeeze, lift and down, and then hug your knees into your chest. Give your lower back a little stretch. Your hands under your knees, you're going to roll yourself up. Now we're going to give the hamstrings a little stretch. We've done quite a lot for hamstrings and calves. It's quite intense on those hamstrings. So we're going to give them a little stretch with the band. So we're going to lift the leg up. You're going to roll yourself down. Ease the leg in towards you. Breathing in. Breathing out. Lifting the head. Lifting the shoulders. Roll yourself back up again. So rolling down with the leg. Ease the leg in towards you. And rolling up and tall. And again rolling down. Ease the leg in towards you. And rolling up and tall. And one more, rolling down. You can ease the leg in now, really lengthen out, just hold that stretch. And then bend the knees slightly and ease in a little bit closer. Just taking the tension out from behind the knee. And then lower slightly, push your heel away, pull your toe in towards your knee. So if like with me, you've been onto your toes, then you might want to stretch out through your calf as well. Push the heel away, and a few gentle pulses of the knee. Pulse. So when you're pushing the heel away, pulse, 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 and relax, and then roll yourself back up. Both feet back into the band, smooth switch over to the other leg. Roll yourself down with the leg, ease the leg in towards you, gently lengthen. And then lifting your head, lifting your shoulders, rolling up. And again, rolling down. Gently lengthen. And rolling up. And tall. And again, rolling down. And lengthen. Rolling up and tall. And last one, rolling down and ease the leg in. Relax into the stretch. Lengthen through the back of the thigh. It should be a comfortable stretch. It shouldn't be shaking. Your leg shouldn't be really feeling tight or shaking through the stretch. If it is, then ease off slightly. And then bend the knees slightly, knees in a little bit closer. Take the tension out from behind the knee. And lengthen, lower slightly, push your heel away, pull your toes in towards your knee. Lengthen through the calf and just pulse the knee slightly. Just pulse, 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 pulse. And relax. And rolling yourself back up. And take the band away. Come over onto your hands and knees. Tucking your chin down to your chest. Your back will stretch out as you lengthen through to your tailbone, through to your shoulders. Releasing, looking upwards, push your belly button down. Get the head down, lengthen the spine, lower your hips down to your heels, and stretch your arms with your knees slightly apart. Stretch your lower back and into your glutes. And then roll yourself back up again. And you're all done.